Hi everybody, this is Dame Essa, and I have been asked to do a video to show y'all how I make these ribbons of Reknown. These things right here. So, I'm going to show you how to do that. Or I'm going to try and show you how to do this because I'm not very good at doing this, and so we're just going to see where this goes. Now, I'm doing red ribbon because I have plenty that are pre-cut from another time, but I don't have enough red ones, so I have to do a couple more red ones. So, I take this red ribbon, and it's 1.5 inches wide, and it is satin. It's a double-faced satin, and I don't think it really matters what kind of ribbon you use. I don't know. I just think this is very elegant, and I like to use this. So this is what I use. So I'm going to cut this to 13 inches. Or thereabouts. Now, I hope y'all don't need a tutorial on how to cut a piece of ribbon 13 inches. It's just kind of important that you have, you know, it really straight across on both ends. This doesn't work too well if your ends are grossly uneven. I can make it work, but it's better if it's pretty even. So then I take this stuff right here. Now this is a fusible something. I don't know. You know, I have the fusible interfacing, fusible hem tape, and I don't know, this might be fusible hem tape. I'm not sure. But it's fusible, and it's fusible from both sides. And I had a sewing shop one time a long time ago, so I have a lot of stuff left over from that sewing shop. But it's all things that have been opened, so I can't tell you what brand it is. I can't even tell you what it's called. So, anyway, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it across the end of this ribbon right here. Just like this. Right like that. Right up against the edge. Just like that. See there? Where I put that right up against the edge. And then I'm going to cut it off. And I usually cut it right to the inside. That way I'm not having to go back and do a lot of trimming later. Because I really don't like to do the trimming. Because, here's the thing. One time when I was much younger than I am now, I was kind of a perfectionist. And so little details on getting everything exactly even and no little threads showing and blah, 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 blah. I was just very bad about, you know, getting all hyper-focused on that, which I am a little bit ADHD, so that could also be a problem. However, some people consider that a problem. I do not consider that a liability. I think it's a superpower, and I think I'm an evolved human. So there you go. That's my opinion about ADHD. So anyway, now, once you've got that like that, you got that fusible on there, because there's a little bit of sticky on there, and it'll kind of stay in place. You take this, and you take an iron, and my iron is set on no steam, and it's set on medium, because I really don't know what the appropriate setting is, but I don't want to melt the ribbon. So, I'm going to put it on there for about, you know, 10 or 12 seconds. And then, there you go. Now, I'm not going to pull that off right away because I find that if I let it cool down, it pulls off a lot cleaner if I let it cool down. So, but I'm going to go and I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other end. And, you know, you might find another technique to do these things. And that's perfectly all right. You know, maybe you want to mark it and then cut the end of it off, and which probably would be better, but I don't know, you know. I don't always do the better thing. I just do whatever is expedient for me at the moment. So then you're going to do that another, you know, 10 to 12 seconds. Now that I did that end, while that end is cooling off, I'm going to take and peel this end off. And that comes off there, just like that. Throw that away. Now then, what you got, I don't know if you can tell in this video or not. Can you see where there's a little film on there? That's your fusible stuff on there. So then you're going to take it and you're going to fold it up. And we're going to do another 10 to 12 seconds with the iron. Now, you want to try and make sure when you fold that up that you've got these ends meeting. These ends right here. That they're pretty flush. I mean, they don't have to be exactly flush, but if you don't, then one end is sticking out and it looks kind of dorky. So that is not anything that anybody on a galloping horse is ever going to notice when these ribbons are passed out. But you know, it could be argued that my sense of perfectionism when I was a very young woman and doing a lot of sewing, that it may have made me crazy. That's Daisy's story, but she's not here, so we're not going to ask her. Now then, going to do the same thing because the other end is cooled off by now. So I'm just going to peel that off the end of there. Got that little film on there, if you can see that little film. Okay, so I'm going to turn that up, and we are going to press that another 10 to 12 seconds. No, you're not. Now, remember when I told you to try and get those ends flush? I didn't quite get those ends flush. You see how that's hanging over the edge? Nobody's going to notice that, really. But I notice it. So, I don't like that, so I will be trimming that off best I can. Okay, now, so there's your basic ribbon, except for there's one more step. So what I do in this last step is I do another piece like this on here, and I put it right up underneath the one that I did do, but I pull it down maybe 1/8 of an inch. I'm not sure. I give it a little bit of a gap in there. I'm going to mark this one. I'm marking it with my finger now so I can cut it. It'd be easier for me to cut it like this. Now then. Now I'm going to put that on there. And I'll tell you why we're going to have a little gap in there. The reason we're going to have a little gap in there is because, okay, I got it too short. So, overs. Okay. We got to have a little gap in there. And I'll show you why in just a very short second. Another 10, 12 seconds. 1,002. Now then. The reason that you leave a little gap in there is because you're going to fold one end of this ribbon down again. But you want there to be a little gap in there because you're also going to put a string in there. And I don't know how long I cut these strings. I just cut them because, you know, I can always go back later and shorten them. If I want them to be shorter, because what we're going to do, see, we want this ribbon to be here, and so that cord is going to be running right up at the top there. So, did I already press that? I don't remember now. I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so now here is my twine. This is just green twine. Now on the other one it's red. Eventually, someday, I'm going to have twine that matches each one of these colors on my ribbons of Reknown. But right now, green is all I have available to me because I live in a very small town, and apparently our Walmart does not think that it's extremely important for us to have a whole lot of selection. You get what you get, and that's all there is. So I'm going to lay that. I'm going to lay this cord right here underneath that first place that I folded it down. You see that? Just like that. And then I'm going to fold that top part over. Just like this. See, like that? See where I folded it over? And then we are going to do the 10 to 12 second thing again. And oddly enough, it did not do. So I'm going to do it again. Now, as you do this, if you try this the way I do it, you may have some you might have some better ideas, or you might find something that's easier or more convenient or works out better. I don't know. It just, I'm just showing you how I do it, and there could be better ways to do it, and I just don't know it. So then, once I have that done, I turn it over and I press it from the other side also. And then this is what you have. That's what you have. Now then, what goes on next? Let me talk to you about this, because these right here, this is what I want to put on. Now this already has some fusible, it's got that, you can buy this fusible paper stuff. What do you call that stuff? I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But it's fusible stuff, and it comes on a roll. And what this is I just made a Word document and copied a bunch of these on there, a whole sheet full. And I can't tell you how I done that, because I'm not very computer savvy. And whenever I do something creative with my computer, it takes me all day long to figure out how I did it. And by the time I do accomplish whatever it was I was trying to accomplish, I can't remember the steps that I took to do it. And so the next time I do it again, I'm probably going to have to spend all day long doing it again. However, what this is I printed this. I made a Word document as, you know, the pattern. And then when I printed it out, I had bought some, I had some fabric. It's kind of a fabric that goes into your printer, and this prints it out on this fabric. And then I put that fusible stuff on the back, just like this. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And so then I have this little fusible thing, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to center it right here on this, right there, just like that. Just like that. So, and that's another one of those, you know, 10, 12, 15, whatever you feel comfortable doing. So here we go. So after I get that down, and I let it cool for a few minutes, just to make sure that it's on there good, just like that. So anyway, that's all for these steps. When I do the lettering, I'll show you how I do that in a different video. But doing the ribbons, that's how you do those. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions. Hit me up in an event that I might be in. We can talk about it or whatever. And there you go. Y'all have a good day. Be cool out there.